And welcome, everyone, to Whiting High School as we have a tailgate show from Midwest Sprint Football here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. My name's Andrew Miley, and join me is the sports director himself, Mike DeWan. And Mike, big day for football here in the region.
There's some high stakes. We had a big night of football last night at the high school level. Now we get to sprint football. We've been here a few times, Andrew, and it's been super fun with us to be invited out here for a couple events here. But more importantly, this is an opportunity. It is the playoff season, Andrew. We are super excited for what should be a good weekend, around a good Saturday, and we're happy to kind of set the table for you guys. We got plenty of guests coming in and just having a good time, as we always do here at Whiting High School.
Yeah, it'll be Midway going up against Calumet College of St. Joe's, who just faced each other last week, where Midway walked away with a very narrow win to snap Calumet College's perfect season. We'll talk more about that later. It's going to be a really fun game to break down and get you ready for that. As the tailgate is going on behind us, we're expecting the players to be coming out very soon. But me and Mike are going to step aside when we come back. We'll have our first guest, where our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, will be with Jerry Williams. You don't want to miss it as you're tuning in to the tailgate show here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, my name is Mark Macknick. I'm the owner of Mark Macknick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently, and then the phone starts ringing, and I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Macknick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. It's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland, and ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is, for your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Region Sports mainly because I get a lot of feedback, especially on the high school level. A lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online. They're watching a replay, the grandparents. So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business owner in the area, really look into advertising on Region Sports. It's going to be well worth your money, and you'll make tenfold on what you're spending. Region Sports Network, they're the only game in town, but they're more than just a game.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Region Sports is on the road once again up here in Whiting. We are at Ray Gallivan Field, Jeff Cain Stadium up here on the shores of Lake Michigan. And boy, it must be a big game out here today. The Crimson Wave getting set to kick off in just a little bit in their sprint football playoff game here. We'll get to more of that later. But right now, guys, we've got a couple of region football legends here. That's the one and only Tim Arvanitis. We know him as Mr. Football, former RSN football analyst. Tim, welcome in, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, man. It brings back a lot of memories. I see a lot of the hardware that we used to use when we were doing play-by-play. Bill Hazen and myself did a lot of games here for Region Sports Network. It's a great organization.
Yeah, we
Glad
love
to be
having
back.
you. Whenever you feel like coming back, you just let us know. We always got a spot for you.
I love it. Thank you so much.
All right. If you recognize the name, he's a Cherville police officer. He might have written you a ticket before, but there's a good chance he probably said, hey, you know what? You don't do it again. I'll let you get off this time.
Amen. Yep, that's how we roll.
Yep, Tim's a good dude. So, and his son Riley, if you remember Riley Arvanitis, big fullback at Lake Central, I remember from back in the day. How's Riley doing?
He's doing great. He's a police officer. He's doing wonderful things, and very proud of him. He was more of a Mike Allstott type fullback. He'd run right over you, and that's one of the things I really enjoyed watching him play and do some amazing things for Lake Central. And then he went off and played for Walsh University for Ted Karras, and really had fun over there as well.
Great. Well, thank you again for joining us. We'll talk a little bit more here.
My pleasure.
Let's interview this legend here, football legend here, class of 1983 Horseman, I believe, right?
That is true.
We've got Jerry Williams in the house with us. Jerry is an Indiana State police officer, so we've got security with us is what we have here today. So, Jerry, thank you again for joining us as well. Like Tim, you also had a football career. You're also a police officer. You guys got a lot in common. You also had sons that played football. Yours at Maryville. Tell us about them.
I did. I'd be remiss to not give a big shout-out to my Maryville folks there for their win last night. I had 3 of my 4 sons all played there at Maryville High School. Jerry played there in 2000 to 2004 and then went off to IU and played there, football there for 5 years there at IU. And the twins, Roosevelt and Ronell, traveled behind them, and they also played both sides of the line as well, and came out in 2008 there, and then went on to play. And they did a little bit of everything else. They wrestled, they ran track and that kind of stuff. They had some pretty successful careers.
All great programs at Maryville, wrestling, football, track. You mentioned all winning programs. Right now, the football team just won sectionals last night in the big victory. They're going to move on now to play Michigan City in the regional contest next week and try to make their way back to semi. And maybe this year they can bust through and go all the way if they get past City. What do you think?
I tell you what, I believe they can do it this time, Chris. I was talking to Smoot's grandmother, which is, of course, one of the standouts there at Maryville High School. And she's a good friend, and I follow her and her grandson and his dad. And I tell you what, I think that if they got something special going on this year. I think it's their time.
Yep. Well, like I said, it's 2 local teams, so we're not picking a favorite for next week. You can go ahead as the Maryville guy and make that pick. But the next week, whoever wins, and if it's Maryville, we'll certainly cheer them on, hopefully all the way to the Class 5A state championship title. Crown Point got beat last night in a tough one against Penn. So we're out of it in 6A, but there's some 4A competition still going. Hobart, got the win over Lowell, so they'll advance to the regional championship.
Another good team.
Yep. In 3A, nothing immediately local, but a local name, Russ Radke, his team Knox. Yeah. They advanced last night in Class 3A, and I don't know if you guys are aware, but they've got Indiana's all-time leading rusher, Miles McLaughlin, playing for them. And I believe Miles has worked his way up to 4th or 5th nationally all time. He just passed Derrick Henry last night on the all-time list. So, quite impressive. And then in 2A, the Andrean 59ers, the ever-present power they are, from 5959 Broadway, they're looking to make their way all the way down. They've got a team called Southmont next week, guys. I've never heard of Southmont. Have you?
I have not.
Are they
either.
new? Is that 2 schools combining the Southmont, 2 parts of 2 names? I have no idea.
Right.
But that's who they've got. They're coming to 5959 Broadway next week, and we'll be there with them. So a lot of football left to be played in the region so far this year. But we've also got football to be played here today in the region, right here in Whiting on the shores of Lake Michigan. Sprint football, guys. Is this your first time attending a sprint football game?
I tell you, it is, and I'm excited. I'm just a football fan in and of itself, and but when I heard about it and Tim was sharing it with me, and I'm like, man, we got to go check out this game and stuff. I said, I'd never heard about it, even with the weight limits associated with it. I said, this got to be pretty fun. They got to be pretty fast out there.
It is. It's a quick game, and what this does is allow a lot of kids that maybe were too far undersized to go to the next level.
Right.
190-pound league kind of evens things out for the smaller kids, allows them to continue on. It also allows schools like this, at this size, like Cal College and the others on their schedule, to introduce football to their school without having to spend hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars and start from the bottom. Everybody kind of started off equal here in this league. And then it becomes survival of the fittest at that point. Who can get it done and get it done right? And Jay Novak and Calumet College is doing it. Repeat champions here. They're going for another one. Today the tournament starts, so we're happy to be out here. And Tim, this is a 190-pound league, so I don't know. You wouldn't have been allowed to play here even in high school then, huh?
No, I'm not proud of my weight now.
No, you're big and strong. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you know what? Listen, I'll tell you, you want kids playing football, and my hat goes off to Cal College for putting a program like this together to give them a chance to actually go out there and still play the game that they truly love. And who knows? They may make it to NAIA or Division III just by a few games here on video, and you send it to a coach, and next you know they're playing somewhere else. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. They'll get an education along the way, and you know what? Enjoy a little bit of their young life doing what they love, because you guys know there's no other sport like football. Once you take off the equipment, you take it off forever. Exactly. Basketball, baseball, those other sports, you can get in a pickup league. You can play until you're 80 years old. Some of those leagues are older. In football, once you hang it up, that's it. So let these kids, do it as long as they possibly can, and who knows what will happen from here.
Well, I was talking to Jerry the other day, and he remembers a guy by the name of Mike Neal, who played for the Green Bay Packers, I think, Maryville alum. Maryville puts out a lot of great players, and he talked about his sons that were doing very well. And he also mentioned to me about Coach Hepp. His son played for Coach Hepp, and unfortunately Mr. Hepp had passed away. But, what a great school IU is. And Jerry had an opportunity to watch his son play there and do some great things. He's a big IU fan, and, he knows how to win. So, he goes to a winning program and he sends his kids to a winning program. And we're excited. I'm just so proud to be a friend of Jerry Williams, and he's just a great man. And, he knows what it feels like in weather like this where it's cold, and stand out there with the other Maryville parents, cheering on his sons. And, he's a good guy.
And we're happy to have him on. And for those who don't know, Jerry is running for Lake County Sheriff, which will be coming up. The election's going to be in May. He is with the Indiana State Police right now. And both of these gentlemen here, public servants, as I mentioned. Tim works for the Schererville Police Department. His wife also, your wife Robin, beautiful woman, a beautiful lady. She's not only an elementary school teacher, she also gives back to the community in other ways.
Yeah, we had a coat drive this morning, and, she had her Crime Watch meeting back in the summer. We invited Jerry to speak with some of the residents and everything. It was a great event. Yeah, we're all involved in the community, and we truly enjoy serving others.
Absolutely. You guys have been doing it for a long time. We've mentioned your family here, Tim. I know we left out your daughter, and we talk about football here. She had something, she was involved, I believe, with the Cincinnati Bengals as a professional cheerleader, was she not? Which you got to go down and see a lot of games, right?
Oh, my gosh. It was such a blessing to see her on the pro stage, and now she works for a program called Best Buddies out of the city of Chicago, and she just raised close to $400,000 for those folks that are involved in that program. And the administration for Best Buddies is so proud of her. She's the third NFL cheerleader working for Best Buddies. So, it's been a blessing.
Oh, you got to be a proud father, no doubt about it, more than
hands
one way.
Hands down. Yes, I love them both.
Yep, as you should, and as they've, again, proven they're just wonderful people, and you and Robin have done a great job. And, Jerry, before we finish up here in this segment, let's continue. Mention your family again, the athletes and that. Anything else you want to mention to us that you'd like to share?
I tell you what, thanks first again for allowing us an opportunity to just stop by and chat with you guys today. But yeah, this is a familiar area for me as far as this atmosphere and being out here in the games. And we had a stretch between the boys all playing and my oldest son, Earl, starting out in AAU track and field and traveling to Carolina, you name it. Boy, I tell you what, we were the parents that travel. We kept a bag always in the car, and so being here tonight gives me that feel again. And of course, watching our schools at a distance, whether it be Maryville, etc., and then of course down at IU, tailgating out there is always exciting stuff for us as a family, the wife and myself, and we pack those bags, man, and we off and running. And we didn't know that we didn't even know where we lived at sometimes because we had a to-go bag because the sports kept us going from track, wrestling, football, basketball, volleyball, you name it. My God, I tell you what, I thought they were trying to punish us a little bit and keep us running, but we enjoyed it. And one day we looked around and all those sports was gone, and the kids were all off to college or beyond college, and we said, now what do we do? And so now what we do is get out and still support these schools.
Jerry, we've got, thank you for sharing that. I believe the Cal College football team is going to be walking through here. So stay with us, guys. We'll get this here as they come through. Hey, Mike, if you don't mind getting the video of that here from the phone that we'll post on social media. But this is always a big deal when they come walking through.
This is a big
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, what a
Simply
great atmosphere here, isn't it? They really created something. Looks like this way maybe. Normally they come through here, I thought, but okay, they're going to go that way.
That's a great-looking group of players,
Sure
man.
is. Yep, they walk over from the high school, which is, I think that's would be our south. Does that sound right? Is that, yep, okay. Oh, no. Gotcha. Yep, okay. Thank you, lady. Thank you, ma'am.
This is exciting.
So here they come. A lot of smiles and a lot of look of intensity. Depends on the individual you look at.
Got some proud parents out there, too, I see.
Absolutely. And, you know, Whiting, the community here, you're surrounded by homes on one side. You've got the lakefront on another side. You've got the railroad tracks right out there next to the stadium. One side of bleachers, so both fan bases are together, which gives it a kind of a more packed sort of feeling.
Oh, I love it.
They'll be out here tailgating till almost kickoff. So
that's excellent.
Yep, it's not the kind of thing where you need thousands of people. You just need a few hundred to have an incredible atmosphere like they do.
This is fantastic.
This is a great atmosphere.
Yep. And Jerry, I didn't mean to cut you off earlier. We were talking a little bit about IU. Let's end with that here, huh? How about that?
I tell you, of course, like I said, we're big IU alums. I had 5 of my 7 kids, all are IU graduates, and so of course, as you can imagine, everybody's glued to the TVs or in person, like tailgating, like a couple of the kids are doing now for the games. They're out there, they're tailgating, even if it's a away game. As you can imagine, they still got that tailgating platform out there. They're still excited. They're still rooting the teams on, and I tell you what, we're just excited because the last time I seen this much excitement was when my son Jerry was playing when they went to the Insight Bowl, which I think was about 2007, if my memory serves me correctly, and me and the wife jumping on the airplane, traveling out to Arizona for the game out there, man. This is just an exciting time for us.
Yeah, hopefully IU going to a bowl game won't be such a rare occurrence anymore. We don't have to think back. What year was that way back when? Like we do now. Hopefully it becomes a regular occurrence and every year kind of an annual thing. But I tell you what, today was sure fun. They came from behind. They gave up the lead, came back. And ended up beating Penn State in the final seconds. And wait till you see the pass and catch that won it. So exciting day. It's hard to believe that IU is a football school now. How about that?
It is that. It is. They, for a while there, of course, all they were known for is the basketball. But it's nice to see that association to football.
Absolutely. It's my favorite sport, Tim. I know it's yours. And
absolutely it is.
Same for you. Is that, Jerry?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you
It's been a lot of fun talking to you here. And hopefully we'll get a chance to do something like this coming up again in the near future.
Absolutely. We appreciate you for having us.
You're absolutely welcome. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. That's Tim Arvanitis, and this is Jerry Williams here. Cherville Police Department, Indiana State Police here. I need security when I go around, so I call the big guys. All right. Just kidding. They're here to watch some football and have some fun. So thanks, everybody. We got more to go here. Andrew, not Adam. I do it again. It's Andrew. And who's sitting in? Are you, Mike? Are you sitting in with them? All right, we got Andrew and Mike coming up right after this timeout here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Ava, let's go.
Try it on.
The shortest distance between two people is a smile. That's why we're committed to fighting hunger in our communities. Until everyone has a reason to smile. Strack and Van Til, where making life easier starts with a smile.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school?
Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday Night Football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
Welcome back into the Region Sports Network Tailgate show here from Whiting, Indiana. Andrew Mild with Mike DeWan. A big thank you to our special guests who just joined us. And, Mike, this is a playoff game, not only for Calumet College. We saw them walk in. This team is locked in because last week they lost at Midway, and they had a lead going into the last 13 minutes.
I'm very interested to see, Andrew, how this team responds.
Yes.
This team has done that all throughout the course of really this program's recent success. Yes. In 2023, this was a team that they started the season 0-3. Fast forward a couple games later, they win the whole dang thing. We take it back to 2024. All right, they had one loss on their whole schedule, and they lost to a team they would run into in the championship game, St. Mary of the Woods, and they avenged that loss as well. Now we fast forward to 2025 here, Andrew, and they lose to, Midway, the team that's coming in here today, a game that was back and forth, and eventually Midway had quite the fourth quarter to steal that game, if you will, and to really kind of shake up the playoff bracket. Now we're here a week later, and these two tangle again. We're super excited. We'll have a player up here next, but Andrew, definitely very intrigued to see how the Crimson Wave respond against a team that, again, had their number last time around, but this team, this Wave team especially, they've been in this position before.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch this Midway team because they have such a talented roster, especially offensively. It's a very balanced attack that the Crimson Wave went up against last week. But for Midway, they're led by Christian Carter, who broke the Midwest Sprint football single-season passing yards record, over 2,300 yards. He is extremely talented. He's only a sophomore from Alabama.
And this was, I don't want to fast forward to the defense as well, but looking at the awards last week in the conference, Andrew, they had Christian Carter was the offensive player of the week. They also had the defensive player of the week as well. And when you have a gunslinger in a level that is just, again, it's very, very fast football, to get the ball out to your receivers, to your playmakers, and make plays, and just be that quarterback, obviously, right, to distribute the football and be that manager of the squad, and to put up 2,000 yards in what has been a pretty short season. Very, very impressive from, again, what is just a sophomore here for this Midway squad.
Well, it's also the thing you have to consider going into this game, too, is that the Crimson Wave didn't play to the best of their ability. They had 97 yards through penalties. They had 3 turnovers, 1 fumble, 2 interceptions, and they still only lost by 6 and had a 10-point lead going in late. So if they clean it up and play a good game, there should be no reason why they make it back to the Midwest Sprint Football League Championship game again.
Yeah, the good thing about this week is, they were at Midway last week, so now to come out here and be at your home field and then be at this weather that is relatively chilly. It's colder by the lake, right? And it's a very, very unique home environment. We talked with Coach Novak about that in previous episodes here, but this is a tough place to play, and I think for the Cal College, you want to play a full 4 quarters, because we saw about 3 quarters last week against Midway, and they're trying to kind of shut the door here and start their playoff run with a bang, because, again, if they win this game, it's the championship next next week. So they are really hoping to kind of start things off right. And again, I think the key here, Andrew, is something they've done for these past few seasons is respond.
Yes.
There hasn't been a perfect season by Coach Novak's standards, by Cal College's standards, but they seem to get the job done, and here's another chance to do it tonight.
The winner of this game will get to face the winner of St. Mary's of the Woods or Bellarmine. Last time we checked, the St. Mary's of the Woods is up 14-0. We'll take a quick short break and we'll be right back for our first guest, one of the players from the football team. So don't go anywhere. This is the Tailgate Show on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Calling all current and future.
And welcome back. And as you see, we have our first guest here. This is Jose Cortez, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself.
I'm Jose Cortez. I'm a senior. I went to Bishop McNamara High School. I play offensive guard, and yeah.
Oh, Jose, happy postseason, man. It's one of the more fun times of the year. You mentioned you're a senior, and we'll start with this right off the bat. The experience, I can imagine, has been fun at Cal College just because of how much success and how much high-stakes games you guys have been playing. And talk to me. We'll start it off, again, your senior year. It's probably hard to believe at this point in time. We're this late in the season. But how has that been as a member of this squad?
It's been pretty good. I was talking about it last night. I was like it was like a switch flipped in me that hasn't been flipped since like our 0-3 year. So I feel ready. It's like I don't know what the postseason brings, but I feel fired up. So,
let me ask you. You guys had a tough loss last week against Midway on the road. You guys get a unique scenario where you get to play them again, but here at home. What was practice like for you guys going into this, knowing you're going to face a team that just stunned you guys in the last few minutes?
It was quiet. You can tell everybody was focused. We knew it was our mistakes that cost us the game, so we knew that we had to prepare better and so we could execute better.
You're hailing from Kankakee, Illinois, that's correct? Going back to kind of your football experience, and we'll get more into the game tonight, but CCSJ, it's one of these opportunities here. You hear of sprint football, and we could talk about how you maybe first heard of it, but sprint football alone is a chance to give, again, high school kids opportunities to play football at the next level. Talk to me about why CCSJ, when this opportunity knocked down your door, why was this a spot for you?
Well, honestly, I wasn't even thinking of college or football at all at that. Our last year offensive coordinator, Coach Hay, he was kind of our assistant coach. I played football with his son, so he was kind of like, oh, come play here, and I was kind of like, I don't know, especially sprint football, like I never heard of that. So, but then I talked to my parents. My mom ended up saying, just take the shot, and I loved it, so here we are.
Do you have any plans after college, like with your major? And obviously, you don't want this football career to end tonight, but what's going on after?
I don't know after yet, I guess we got to go 1 week at a time.
Yeah.
That's a great mindset. Yourself as a football player, this is as Andrew said, and we all kind of know, this is a very, very important game and you guys have to respond. Hey, it's been one of those weeks of practice where you guys know what's at stake, you guys know what the standard is, and you guys are hoping to kind of put that on the football field tonight. Gearing up for this game, you as a player, you have any superstitions, or do you have anything so getting that mindset to where you could have a good 4 quarters of football?
Just blast the music since the morning. I have a speaker that I got for my birthday, and I didn't turn that off all morning. So,
got any genres, any artists you got to shout out for the playlist? Everything and
Bad
everything?
Bunny, halftime show,
Okay.
you know. Yeah, he's going to be there, so we got to shout him out now.
I got to say, one of the coolest things is seeing you guys come through here and walk through the tailgate, everyone cheering you on. But I could see the eye of the tiger, and you guys definitely want to come out here. You want to win. You want to get back to the championship game. But having the fans behind you like that, how does that help you guys get ready to get yourself hyped up to play a big game like this?
To me, it kind of calms my nerves. You know, I'm so serious until we pass by. It puts a smile on my face. Like, it's football. You know, we got to have fun, and it just calms me down and get ready to play harder. So,
what does this coaching staff and most importantly head coach Jay Novak mean to you?
You know, he means a lot. He took an opportunity on me after my first year. I wasn't sure about coming back. You know, he kind of gave me the spirit to come back. So he pushed me every day at practice, as a player, as a man. So, you know, I'm glad I met him. You know,
I have one more question for you before we let you go, so you can get warmed up and get ready to play. What can you take from your experience here from Calumet College going into after graduation?
Time management. You know, you don't. College was a big adjustment for me, so here, knowing when I had to get stuff turned in, deadlines for jobs, you know, it's the same thing. So I feel like that's definitely gonna help me when I get into a job that I'm looking for.
Last one for me, Jose. Do you have any friends, family, maybe back home or here tonight you want to give a shout out here as you gear for this game?
My whole family's coming from Kankakee. My girlfriend's here. Her sister from PR. So, you know, it's good to have their support. So.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right, Jose. Well, good luck tonight. I know you're going to go out there and you give it 110%, and hopefully you guys can walk away and go back to another championship game. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Tailgate Show on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika Contractors and Electrical Workers of Local 531.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
We are back, and we want to give a big shout out to J&J Crew Power Washing. You can call them at 219-951-8650. Andrew Mild and the sports director himself, Mike DeWan. And, Mike, we just talked to Jose Cortez, and we asked the question about him in practice and how it was silent that's usually a good sign for a team just trying to lock in and knowing that their season's on the line going into tonight's game.
Coach Novak has said it before, and this team is a team that motivates themselves. They don't really have to be told anything.
Yes.
They understand what's at stake, and like we said before with these teams in the past, Andrew, they have been punched in the mouth before.
Yeah.
They understand what it's like to not live up to that standard for 4 quarters, and they find a way once again to kind of right the ship and get back to it and get the job done. But yeah, Jose is kind of a pure embodiment of what that standard is like, being a senior, potentially, again, this being your last game of sprint football maybe in general. He's probably one of those leaders, which is why Coach Novak sent him over that, hey, all right, you're playing for this guy tonight. You're playing for your seniors because, again, they've experienced all that success, and they don't want to be that team, Andrew, to not live up to those previous teams, which, again, there's been a lot of success here at CCSJ.
And that's what they say about some of the best locker rooms is teams that can manage themselves. That the seniors and the captains kind of take over. The head coach doesn't have to go out there and thump his chest and get them pumped up and motivated, but the seniors can do it themselves, and the coaches can focus on managing the game and getting ready for the atmosphere and the environment and getting the game plan ready.
Yeah, it's when you really have that collective, and it's all culture stuff, right, Andrew? It's something that we've really learned over the course of these past few times we were here. I mean, the culture that is set in stone, it is a winning culture, to say the least, and it's just one that, again, there's almost not much coaching that's really involved when kind of you get to weeks like this where it's like, okay, guys, we need to have a very, very strong week of practice, really hit it hard, and really, again, get to the books. Because, again, you take on – that's one of the tougher things. You rarely see this in sports at all, Andrew, where especially in football, where you play a team – and then you got to recoup, go back to the drawing board, and see them a week later. Very, very tough on both sides, and it's you might have kept some things in your back pocket from that first week. Who knows what? But I mean, with both these teams, obviously with the playoff implications heading into last week's game, Midway obviously with that win kind of spoiled the seeding for Cal College. But again, there might be some tricks up the sleeves on both sidelines here tonight, kind of keeping things maybe in the back pocket in that last Saturday's game.
And that's what they say too, is that it is so hard, especially in this sport, to beat the same team twice, especially back-to-back. And we see that a lot even in the pro level, college level. So you're right, Calumet College might have had some plays that they really liked but didn't want to show their hand too early and say, hey, you know what, we're already in the postseason no matter what. Let's get back at home, and then we'll get those plays in there. And there's a good chance, again, and even Jose said it, if they clean up their mistakes and don't beat themselves, Calumet College is going to a 4th straight championship game.
Again, and looking back at that 22-19 loss, or we could say win for Midway, we'll credit them as well, of course. But it was a game that, again, CCSJ led 19-9 with 12:53 to go in the ball game. Then, 2 touchdown scores, a team that played very, very well in the special teams department. And it was a game that was relatively even in all numbers, but there was kind of one thing that was a big discrepancy. Midway did a great job on the return games and really kind of forced, I think, one extra turnover that really kind of set them up for success. Although CCSJ did lead in time of possession last week, Midway just made the right plays and they converted on those touchdowns and obviously, again, played to their home field. But an opportunity. And again, when playoffs come around, Andrew, we both know, right, in the heart of high school playoffs, everything kind of goes out the window, records and all that. And
everyone goes back to 0-0.
It's a new season, Andrew, and we can't wait.
We're going to step aside for a quick 30-second break. We'll be back with our second guest as you're tuning in to the Tailgate Show on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Welcome to Diamond Plate, your new go-to sports bar with a casual vibe and elevated ballpark favorites. Dig into hand-breaded chicken tenders, juicy burgers, build your own pizzas, and don't forget our full bar stocked with local favorites and everyday classics. Located inside Athletic Performance Factory. Diamond Plate brings the fun with multi-sport simulators, duck pin bowling lanes, plus party space for birthdays, holidays, company outings, and fundraisers. Diamond Plate, where every bite, every sip, and every play is a win.
Hey, welcome back, and we have yet another special guest. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, my name is Damon Johnson. I'm the corners/safety for Calumet College, and I'm glad to be here with y'all today, fellas.
Thank you for coming on down and having some fun here today. Yeah, but this is an opportunity, my friend. It's the playoffs. How are we feeling gearing up for what's going to be hopefully a fun night here at Whiting High School?
I'm feeling excited, ready. and ready to prove ourselves. That's how I'm ready to prove ourselves out here because I feel like we came short from last game, so we got to come out here and prove ourselves today.
What brought you here to Calumet College?
What brought me here to Calumet was really a phone call out the blue, really. I was working, and I got a phone call from Coach Novak, and he said he had an opportunity for me to come out here. And I hadn't been playing for 2 years, so when I got the call, I was excited. So that was my only offer. So when I told him I was coming, he was excited. So.
Can you go a little bit deeper into, you said you weren't playing for a couple seasons at the time. May I ask, what was that like to kind of, knock the rust off, and then an opportunity presented itself kind of in that regard?
So I graduated in COVID year, 2020. So it was like the bump year of like, I didn't know if we can go. They say you can go play anywhere, but I didn't know at the time. So when I played, I just didn't play. I didn't have no offers or nothing at the time. So COVID, I couldn't take my SATs, so I had to just let it just be. Then blessing in disguise.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really what happened.
What also has been helping that you've come here and you've had a lot of winning experiences.
Yes.
You've gone to a couple of championship games. You have an opportunity to do it again. What's it going to take for you guys to get back to that final stage one more time?
What it takes for us to work together, rely on your partner, rely on your teammate, trust one another, and just stay out your monkey minds. That's what we call it, monkey minds.
I like that. Now, I'm sure that was something that was pushed on you from this coaching staff. What is this coaching staff, and more importantly, you talked about an opportunity that was given to you by Coach Novak. What do they all mean to you kind of in this stage of your football playing career?
They mean a lot because they showed me of how to be a better man, how to become a better man, and how to just work together as a family, and what it's like for being outside of home. Because for me, outside of home, it was hard for me in the beginning, but when I told Novak, he brought me in and felt like home. So
when you get to a game day, what are some things you have to do to get in the right stage of mind? Is there a playlist? Is there a certain meal you have to have? Is there a text you have to send? What does a game day maybe look like for you?
My game day ritual is first I pick what I'm about to wear. Then I gotta listen to music. My favorite artist is NBA YoungBoy.
Okay.
And then G Herbo, but them the main two artists I listen to and get ready for, and get me pumped, ready for the game. That's why I got in the locker room right now for the guys right now. So
are you the team DJ?
Yeah,
with
I'm
them?
the team DJ.
Oh,
so he's missing that. Someone else got control right now.
Yeah, somebody got control right now, but it's all okay.
So I'm sure you're itching to get back. I'm trying to think of what else then. What about football? You got any favorite football players maybe in today's game, and maybe anybody growing up that you kind of admired?
I really admire all the players. I watch a lot of football, so I watch corner to quarterback to like D lineman. I watch everything. So like I don't really got a specific player or like person because I just watch a lot of football, honestly. But as today age, I say I like Sauce Gardner, Alexander, Jair Alexander right now. That's about what I'm looking at right now.
Well, Sauce is right down the road now.
Yeah.
It's a couple 2.5 hours. What would a win mean for you and the group that's in that locker room right now if you guys can come back and beat Midway and reach it to that 4th straight championship game?
It would mean a lot to us, especially for the new guys. They never been in the playoffs. They never experienced the playoffs. So this is our first time ever playing a team that we just lost to. So
Right.
so it's energy-wise is different this year. So I feel like it's going to be better for the freshmen to get that feeling, honestly.
And what can you say? This is my final question. But what is that culture like for you as a senior? How have you been able, that experience of winning, getting to the mountaintop with these guys? And, again, it's something that was an opportunity, if you will. You mentioned what has been quite a very interesting but unique experience, and I can imagine a great experience for you.
Right.
But what can you say about that culture and just how everything is kind of just made here at CCSJ?
I say our culture, we don't shy on anybody culture. We accept anybody on how they is, on how they be. We don't judge no character. We don't see no character. That's how we play it. So we just accept you for you, and you got some kicks and bumps. We'll take the kicks and bumps with it. That's how Calumet is.
Love it. Before we let you go back and get your warmed up before the game, anyone you want to shout out to, friends, family?
Shout out my mama. Shout out my brothers and sisters, and shout out my granny. And that's about it.
Got to let you get back to DJing then. So,
Yeah.
But thank you so much.
They're probably not playing the right music in there right now, so we got to return them. But thank you so much for spending time.
No problem.
Good luck out there. Be safe. Stay warm. And go Crimson Wave.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back after this break.
Hi, my name is Mark Macknick. I'm the owner of Mark Macknick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently. And then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Macknick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than
We're back here on the Region Sports Network. Another big shout out to J&J Crew Power Washing. Call them at 219-951-8650. Andrew Mild, Mike DeWan, and John Rascosi, who is the offensive line coach at Indrain. They got the big win last night, won another sectional title. Congratulations, Coach.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
For you guys, this was the team. I think the expectations are riding pretty high with you guys. And from what we've seen kind of these past 3 seasons, we take it back to 2 years ago where I believe it was 3-7 overall, kind of one of those seasons that kind of you throw in the rear view. And then we look at last year, and you guys advanced to the semi-state. Now we're looking at how this season's going, and you guys have played great really since that tough opening game against Maryville. And since then, you guys have circled the wagons. What is to say about this group of Andrean 59ers?
I think the biggest thing about this group is, a lot of people don't realize we're extremely young. There's a lot of similarities to this group that I date back to the 2020 season, the infamous COVID year, where we just had a young group that came in there and just bought into the message, that Coach Skinner preaches about just getting to work, doing the little things, you play for, the Andrean family and you put in the work, and it shows over the course of the year, and that's why I said I think there's a lot of reminiscent to that 2020 team, and we're kind of setting the foundation for not only success this year, but next year and beyond that. Like, we actually start 3 sophomores on the offensive line.
Wow.
And obviously we got Big Ben Novak, who's going to Wisconsin, but between our 3 sophomores, we got 1 junior who's actually Jay Novak's cousin. So shout out to the Novak family there. But, they just buy into what we preach. And they just show up, do their job, go to work, open up holes for that run game, and, we throw the ball every now and then.
I got to say, it's got to be so cool for the players to be able to buy in and make it easy when you be able to produce D1 athletes that are going to these big programs like Novak. And, of course, I'm a Notre Dame fan, so I'm watching Drake Bowen blow up plays all the time wearing the gold helmet. When you go and look at those guys and you be able to sell it to your players, is that one way to buy them in? Is there other ways that you get these players to be buy into the program so quickly?
I don't really – that's kind of a tough question to answer. I'd always go back to just you develop a relationship with the players. Right. We just tell them flat out, if you just trust us, trust the process, do the little things, and just start stacking those little victories on top of each other, success is going to speak for itself. You look at Drake, you look at Ben. I mean, we've got some of our younger guys like Ethan Reyna and stuff like that. He's following and kind of modeling himself after Drake and whatnot like that. And I think when you have that established tradition, that established legacy, the success is just kind of a byproduct. Everybody's like, we want the success now, but I think the hardest thing for young people today, even just to really understand, is you got to have patience to get success, and you got to be willing to put in that work and just let it come to you. Don't chase it. It will come to you if you put in the work.
And staying hungry, how does this Andrean team always seem to really kind of rally around each other, rally around its community, and block out the noise, if you will, and keep their head focused on straight, where it's easy to be told how great you are. It's easy to be told, again, what the standard is of Andrean and how many players you've had at the D1 level and how much success goes on and on. But a goal stays at hand, and how does this unit, not only maybe this unit, but, I mean, the culture that's set in with Chris Skinner and those before him as well, it seems like year in, year out, Andrean still is consistent, and that's, I think, one of the best qualities of any football program.
I mean, it all comes back to our head coach, Chris Skinner. I mean, he does a great job, planting that seed, getting these kids to buy into, what we preach and the tradition and the family. And I don't know what it is about him. You just listen to that guy, give his pregame speeches, and you just get goosebumps sometimes.
Right.
He gives his halftime speeches, whether we're doing great or, we're playing, not so great. And he'll get a little animated sometimes, but you're just kind of, the head or the assistant coaches, we just kind of look at each other like, oh boy, we're staying away from this guy, or like, hey, let's go to war. I think all of us coaches, all the way down to the freshmen, like we'll just, we'd go through a brick wall for him, and I think just continuing that legacy, that's what we strive for.
So you were saying to us off air that you are from Whiting, you grew up here, and you relate to half the town. When you found out that a college football team was coming to your hometown, what was your initial reaction?
I was like, seriously? Actually, my initial reaction was more of having Jay be the head coach, because when that happened, he was actually my assistant over at Andrean in the 21 season. And, a little backstory is he was actually my middle school football coach here.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
And I remember coming in here back, and I think it was, I don't know, that would have been, 2000? And here, I'm this little, 5'5", 140-pound kid, and I walk in there, and, here's big old Novak, 21 years old, coaching this, and I think he kind of knew what he was doing back then, but there were so many times we'd go out on that field and we're like, what does he want us to run? We're just going to go do this. He's yelling on the sidelines. We're like, we just figure it out. But, I was always, I was kind of the renegade where I went to Andrean, but, half the family went to Clark, half the family went to Whiting. I still have family in Whiting right now. They're all BP or steel mill workers. But I thought it was great. I always had a kind of a special place in Whiting in my heart. Obviously, it's a very local community, local town. I was just really excited about it. And I think it's really cool. I think sprint football is a great way to kind of give those, what we call those tweener kids, an opportunity to play at the next level, get them in college education, give them that college ball experience without, having to deal with, the NIL and all the other stuff that comes with. Now it's a mess sometimes. In my opinion, I think the NIL is one of the worst things that could happen in college football.
That could be a long topic of discussion, the NIL. It's a never-changing world, but like you said, it's an opportunity. And looking at now the Andrean 59ers on Friday nights, there's opportunity as well. How are we gearing up now for next week's regional championship? To be at home finally. First time you guys have been at home for quite some time as well.
We've been on the road the last 2 weeks. Obviously, we had that bye, which is, kind of nice, get healthy. Went down to Wheeler, went down to Rensselaer, took care of business. We're playing Southmont. We've never played them. They've never played us, so there's a lot of unknowns. They're down there outside Crawfordsville. Solid football team. They got a big offensive line. They kind of like to throw the ball around a little bit. They got a really big quarterback. He's like 6'4" or something like that.
Oh, wow.
I know they got 2 offensive linemen that are 300+. So it's going to be a test for us. There's always going to be that feeling out stage, just kind of figuring out what's going on, but we're going to be ready for them. I have no doubt. Our kids are hungry. They know what's at stake. I'm convinced that our kids are going to do what they got to do. There's going to be a lot of film, a lot of preparing. So as soon as I'm done doing what I got to do at this game, it's right back to the drawing board, right back to huddle, and no sleep tonight.
No doubt about it. That's what Saturday nights are for, Coach. rounding out, at least from mine, I won't have a question, but more so just a comment. Kind of us here at Region Sports, kind of when we get to this point in the football season, yes, we have our alma maters and maybe teams we pull for a little bit more, but once you get to this stage of the playoffs, Coach, we're rooting for you guys. The region is all one team at this point.
Oh, yes.
And we're rooting for you guys. We cannot wait to see come Friday and hopefully beyond that. So
yeah, let's hope got Maryville and Hobart, even though they're our rivals, but it'd be nice if we could send a couple teams downstate
Always.
from the region. I know last year we had an opportunity. I think we went 0-3 to send teams to state last year. So I'd like to be able to punch a couple tickets this year.
I got to say, for someone that went to a Butler school down in Indianapolis, they always talk trash about this region rats up here that we're not good enough.
Yes.
So I'm cheering for you guys the same way. Actually, my brother-in-law went to Andrean, so I like to give him a hard time every once in a while. But
so why not the Niners, right?
At the Niners.
That's right.
All right. Coach, thank you so much. Go get warmed up. Go get ready to watch some good football, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be right back here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Ava, let's go.
Try it on.
The shortest distance between two people is a smile. That's why we're committed to fighting hunger in our communities. Until everyone has a reason to smile. Stratton Van Til, where making life easier starts with a smile.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Back live here from Whiting, Indiana. Andrew Mile, Mike DeWan with head coach Jay Novak. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you guys for being out here and covering the Crimson Wave, man.
Got some new hats, too, as well. We'll get some shots of it, but we got a spread going on. We got chicken and dumplings. We have some sandwiches, some brownies, some bread pudding that I heard was phenomenal.
So that was totally my wife. Andrea, she says, those guys never get any food. I'm going to make sure they eat today, so that's on her. And the wives. They do a great job, a great spread.
Coach, I guess a hard-hitting question first. What's your ideal tailgate spread? I don't know how many tailgates you've been here. You've been a little bit more caught up, but I'm sure you've been to some tailgates here. Give me an appetizer, give me a main course, and maybe give me a dessert.
Put me on the spot here. Normally, I like arrachera a lot, so I have my own recipe that I've learned. That's the beauty of being in East Chicago amongst a lot of diverse people that have showed me their different recipes, and I feel like I've kind of mastered my own. So I would say arachera is the main dish there, and Appetizer might be an adult beverage. I don't know. It's one of those deals. I do have season tickets for the Bears, so we do tailgate a lot.
There you go.
But yeah, what was the last one of it?
We had a dessert. Maybe sweet tooth.
Believe it or not, as big as I am, I'm not a big dessert guy.
We could do maybe another main course then if you want, or
sure.
You had one?
Chicken.
There you go. Boom, boom, perfect.
Well, Coach, we've been asking a lot of the players how they get ready for a game. How are you to get ready for a game, especially a big one like this?
A lot of it's just a lot of centering yourself. There's a lot of energy all week long, and I'm sure you guys will ask about last week and the preparation for this week, so I don't want to burn your question there. Yeah. But, a lot of it is just a lot of self-reflection, going back, looking at some film. There's some things we could have done better. All of us, every one of us, and I think we worked on that this week. Today, obviously, it gets a little, so you got to calm yourself because, number one, everybody wants to get back. There's no doubt I've been listening to James Brown all day, the big payback. So, that was part of my, some of the guys walked up to me and, hey, Coach, I didn't know you know James Brown. I'm like, my dad, when I was a kid. So, you just a lot of centering yourself.
Right.
Focus on the task at hand. We know this is going to be a tough ball game. They're gonna stretch us to the limits for what they do. But we're looking for this opportunity. Go prove our worth.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about responding very, very well, and it's been something that's been happening really here since 2023. We take it back then. You guys had a rough start to the season. You guys circled the wagons. You played your James Brown song, and you ended up winning the championship. We go back to 2024, and there was the same thing with you lose earlier in the season to St. Mary's. Then you go to the championship and avenge that loss, Coach. Again, why this year? And that's something I think you have to really grow over the course of time, not only maybe from your time here with the Crimson Wave, but also, again, you've had a long coaching career. That's a skill you really have to do, and obviously this week I bet it's a different challenge with it being only a week between these two games.
Well, absolutely. For me personally, you take over a program at Clark, that's struggling. When I went to EC, I don't think everybody realized there was 28 seniors that graduated. So,
wow.
Sometimes just getting those guys to believe in those little things that are going positive, because if you continue to work on yourself, big things are coming your way. So, as far as that goes, now fast forward to, this is 4 years for these seniors. We've been through it, okay, up and down. In fact, I'm not going to lie, man. Monday was an emotional day. They called a players-only meeting. They said what they had to say. I'll be honest, our preparation the week before was not very good. We had some things going on internally that needed to be aired out. Then when it was finally my turn to go talk to these guys, about an hour and a half of them just, making each other accountable, man. Right. That's the beauty of building these guys in the brotherhood, right? And so I go in and I'm like, all right, so obviously, it's do or die season, right? And I thought about it, and I said to him, man, whether it's this week or in 2 weeks, man, we're done. And it hit me, man. I got emotional.
Yeah.
All right, dude, I've seen these guys. We've been through a lot together, the goods, the bad. So it was a real emotional day. And, we made a commitment that we're going to give our best version of ourselves all week long. Probably the best practice since I've been here in 4 years.
Wow.
Absolutely, guys, locked in. Now, the challenge tonight, and you'll ask me, I know you will, is going to be a big one. But the guys are ready.
Coach, you said 4 years you've been here, and you mentioned it kind of hit you this week that there are 2 weeks left regardless of what the season, what the results are to come. But 4 years, that means you've experienced a class from freshman year to senior year. What could you say now about the senior year class, and if this is the last time we are here, which we hope not, Coach? Obviously, there's a possibility that we could be here, but a chance to reflect on those seniors, your first full class since you've been the head coach here at CCSJ.
The big thing is growth. These guys, they come from all backgrounds, all different backgrounds. Everybody's had a different mentor, male figure, female figure in their life. And, just being able to get to the point where we understand each other and get to know each other and understand each other's why. And, we're not going to let down our brothers. And that's kind of the mentality we have amongst our family here. But me personally, I just know these guys, they're gonna be prepared to do great things in this life. They're going to have a degree. They're gonna experience the things that we did together, whether it was off the field with community service to serving each other and serving people in the community, man. I'm gonna miss them, man. That's the biggest thing. I'm gonna miss them.
Well, Coach, I gotta say something. I am very impressed by the fact that you're wearing shorts. It's like 40 degrees out here. Do you love the cold? Do you love this type of football weather when you get ready for a big game?
That's my next question.
I do, but I tell you, if the rain starts coming down, I might put some pants on. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be this tough guy. But yeah, man, I like to wear shorts. It's kind of something I've always done as an assistant coach, head coach. It starts getting pretty good with the rain, though. I got the backup pants, though, for sure.
Always.
Got to stay ready, Coach. Keys winning this game again. We talked about how solid this Midway team is. They're able to put points up on the board. They're a team that can score a lot of points. They have, again, we talked about their quarterback, who is the league's reigning Offensive Player of the Week. And they also have a DB, Preston Moore, who shuts down that side of the field and is the reigning Defensive Player of the Week in the conference. So, obviously, 2 players to key in as well as a couple others. But, Coach, the keys to victory tonight.
The main thing is we're going to have to control the ball. We're going to have to get first downs. We got to protect the ball, too.
Yes.
We got to limit our turnovers. Midway, they're a team that will, they commit a lot of penalties. And if we can limit ours and stay centered again and just work on us and just get those first downs one by one, wear them down a little bit, those are going to be the keys because that offense is explosive. They spread you to the max. I mean, sideline to sideline, they go every 6 to 9 seconds they're going. So we tried to emulate that the best we could this week. But after seeing it, we had a little better idea how to do it this week.
Right.
So we hope that will help. But the main thing is keeping that offense off the field. We were up 10 points down in Kentucky, and I ain't never seen that. Nobody's ever came back on us like that once we've had a lead since I've been here. Once we take that lead, it's usually the defense shuts it down. So we know we got a big challenge, and they can strike fast. So we're going to have to take care of that football and get some first downs.
I was saying another big difference, too, is that you mentioned you guys were in Kentucky. Now you're back at home. You got this rowdy crowd coming out here in the cold. They're going to be loud. They're going to be proud, and it's going to be very helpful for you guys to have a crowd like that cheering you from behind.
Absolutely. I mean, there's nothing like the energy that our guys have when we come out here that everybody in the community brings, including yourself, having the Tailgate show now, man. This has been huge. People from all over talk about it. It brings people here because they're like, what is this thing, man? So we're getting it out there, and I appreciate you guys for that. And, I'm excited to see the energy versus, taking a 5.5-hour drive,
Exactly.
and in the middle of the day, and man, we've kind of, we've taken care of that team, and all of a sudden they've built themselves up, and we found out last week that they built themselves up.
Yes.
So it's going to be a different feel. There's a different focus tonight, and we're not going to talk about revenge, but the guys want to show that they have better effort than what they showed last week.
All righty, let's do it.
All right, Coach, thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break as you tune in to the Tailgate Show on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Welcome to Diamond Plate, your new go-to sports bar with a casual vibe and elevated ballpark favorites. Dig into hand-breaded chicken tenders, juicy burgers, build your own pizzas, and don't forget our full bar stocked with local favorites and everyday classics. Located inside Athletic Performance Factory. Diamond Plate brings the fun with multi-sport simulators, duck pin bowling lanes, plus party space for birthdays, holidays, company outings, and fundraisers. Diamond Plate, where every bite, every sip, and every play is a win.
For 26 years, Armor Construction has been beautifying homes across Northwest Indiana. From expert roofing and durable siding to eye-catching custom copper work, Armor Construction does it all with the highest quality and integrity. Serving Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties, trust the best exterior construction company in Northwest Indiana to protect your investment. At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
Life isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that matter the most. Of effort, of a dream taking root. And behind those moments, there's trust. Thank you for trusting Centier Bank with those moments and making us a part of your story. Thank you for the opportunity to earn your trust.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, hut.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
Welcome back to the Region Sports Network. And again, a big shout out to J&J Crew Power Washing. Call them at 219-951-8650. Andrew Mild and Mike DeWan. This is the final segment. Mike, any final thoughts before we wrap it up and go get warmed up?
Well, Andrew, we had a lot of great guests here today.
Yes.
A lot of them, of course, from Calumet College, and a lot of people with ties with this Crimson Wave program, whether it was Coach Novak, who just supplied us with some cool swag, some cool hats. We'll talk about the spread and what else they supplied us with, of course, as well. But, no, more importantly, again, the guests and everybody here from CCSJ, especially, a couple players, they are motivated. They know what's at stake. And, again, talking with Coach Novak and hearing kind of how their practice went, the best practice he has seen in his 4 years here, a senior group that is a lot of guys that are going to do some great things in life, but right now in the here and now, they are ready to go and take care of business. So it is really hard for me, Andrew, to go against a team that has that mentality coming in where, again, we see the track record. I hate to kind of keep repeating myself, but they have fallen behind the 8-ball before in a season. It has not really been, despite having now they're trying to get to their third straight MSFL title, they have fallen in those seasons. They had to respond, and these senior leaders especially this year, once again, we talked to two seniors. They know what it takes. They know what that standard is. And, again, it's really tough to go against the Crimson Wave tonight, but they have to get the job done against a midway team that's hoping to kind of spoil the party here. But just a fun event, Andrew. Of course, as always, we are so thankful for everybody that makes this possible, especially Coach Novak and the parents, the players, the coaches, and more importantly, just the team as well, to be here in Whiting, Indiana, and put on a show like they do every single Saturday evening. Truly, truly fun to watch.
I got to say, that this is my second time coming out here. The people here are so nice.
Yep.
And they really buy into this program. It's a program on the rise. I didn't really know much about Calumet College's football team, but now I've been here, seen the success they've had in the early stages. This is the program on the rise, and I'm hoping that the region continues to buy into it. As Coach Novak said, more people are watching this. They're tuning in. They're coming out, and they're expecting a good crowd tonight as they go and try to get to the championship game. That's going to do it. We're going to take a bite of the spread here. We're going to try it out.
Let's take first off. Let's show the camera a little bit. We got some sausages here as well. We got some banana pudding. Big shout out to some of the coaches' wives. Some dumplings, yes. The brownies.
Yeah, Coach Buckner and Coach Novak, both the misses, brought these over, and they said, "Hey, you guys didn't eat, and this looks warm." So looks like Mike's going to get by that sandwich. I feel like I'm on College Game Day in that segment they always do. I'm going to try. Is this a sausage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. That's ridiculous. All right, we're going to go through this spread, and then we're going to sit down and watch some football. So thanks to all the viewers. Thanks to Zach Miller, Zach Dinelli, Chris Ramirez, everyone that joined us. For my partner, Mike DeWan, I've been Andrew Mild. This has been the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.